Hello and welcome to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. In today's video we're going to do a 1-year tool review of this tool. This is RIDGID's 18 gauge cordless brad nailer. So whether you're a weekend DIYer, a homeowner doing repairs, or a hobbyist out in your shop, this might be the right tool for you. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello, my name is Dan Shannon. I'm a DIYer and a woodworking hobbyist who loves being out in the shop. On this channel, I share tool reviews and shop projects for DIYers, homeowners, and hobbyists. If this grabs you by the tool belt, consider subscribing for more videos like this. Hello and welcome to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Today's video we're going to talk about this. This is RIDGID's 18 gauge cordless brad nailer, and this is model number R09891. So I did mention this is cordless. There's no air hoses, no air tank. You need to hook up to this thing. Just put the battery pack on, and here's the batteries here that you can use. Any RIDGID 18 volt, slide the battery on, and away you go. So during this video, first I'm going to jump into the pros. So after owning this for a year, having a year ownership, doing multiple jobs, what did I find that was a pro using this tool? I'll go over the cons, and then I'm going to do a final thought. So what did I think of this tool? Would I buy it again? And maybe address anything throughout the year that I might have learned with this tool and its overall quality and potential for jobs. So let's jump into the pros. Okay, so the pros of this brad nailer is, I think, the different brad sizes you can use. So you have 5/8 to 2 and 1/8. So no matter what job you have, you can tackle it with any type of brad nails. So you can buy a bulk box, which is what I have here. This is 1 1/4. So this is a DeWalt brand, 18 gauge. So make sure it says 18 gauge. So depending on the project, you can use one size. If you're, say, putting up trim and you know the exact size of the board you're using and what you want to install, you can use the one size, or you can do a combo box, which I also have done. This is a 1-inch brad nail. This is a 2-inch brad nail, and then this is 1 1/4. I'm out of these. I actually used a lot of them brad nail. So I would recommend, if you're doing projects in your shop and you're not really sure, get a combination box that has a few different sizes. That way you have all that range that you need for your projects. So whether you're hanging trim, building a box, so on and so forth, fill in the blank, you do have access to all those different sizes. And of course, on this tool, you can see on the face of it, it has the different sizes listed on the front. This is not a review video in the sense of specs, everything else. If you want to see a full review, I did one when I first got this tool. There'll be a link here. You can watch that, or you can watch it after this video is done, but I will leave that. So if you want to see kind of a cover to cover, this performance, everything else, watch that video. But this is just be the pros and cons. So once you have your nail size, you can tackle the job. So I really like that as a pro, the different variation of nail sizes. The other thing is I like the depth. So what I mean by that is you can set your depth gauge for each nail. So say, for example, you're doing trim work and you want to go back and put some filler in your trim pieces. You can actually countersink with this. So you would take a piece of scrap. I always recommend doing a piece of scrap first, doing a shot, seeing where the head is. If you're a little bit lower, which I tend to do on my projects. So you can go back and put some wood filler in, or if you're doing trim work, you can put some caulking on there, whatever your preference. But you just do the adjustment for the depth. And if you don't want to do that, you can always go back with a nail punch and manually sink them. But I wouldn't recommend that based on the fact that the tool will already do that for you. So just set that, try it out on a scrap piece, and then apply it to your project. So that was a big pro. Another thing is I call it rapid mode or burst mode. So there's a little switch on the inside where the handle is. You toggle it back and forth, and we'll give a single shot. So a single shot, pull the trigger, one nail or one brad will be released. And then if you put it on rapid fire, you can go along. And if you're doing, like, say, baseboard trim, you can just hold the trigger and walk along the board, and it will sink each individual brad as you go. So depending on the project and depending on the type of work you're doing, in my opinion, that was awesome. The wood paneling, I'll jump into what I've done over the last year with this tool, but the wood paneling behind me, I love that rapid feature. So I could just put it on that and then go down where the stud was and just follow it right down to the floor. So really cool feature. I really enjoy that. Another thing I really enjoy on this tool is the quick release. So if you have any jams, so a lot of times when you're using this for a long period of time, you can develop a jam, or if you have a brand of nail or brad that maybe is not that great of quality, some jam up more than others. So kind of do your research. But this is really cool. I would recommend taking the pressure off the magazine before you do the jam release. So by doing that, you just press this back, takes the pressure off the springs, and then of course it's very easy to take the jam out. Let's pull that forward and unlatches, and there you go. Easy access, clear out the debris that's in there, or the jammed brad, and then snap it back. And of course, make sure your nails are back in the track, and then that's it. So that's super easy, super fast, no tools required, unsnap, and away you go. So I really love that feature on this tool. The other cool feature, it's not really a feature per se, but I found it pretty cool, was the battery life. Now, of course, depending on what battery you're using, what job you're tackling, it'll vary how much time you can get out of the tool. But even the lighter batteries, I was able to go for quite a while without having any issues with the battery. I was very impressed. I think I did pretty much this whole shop with a 4 amp hour, which was pretty amazing in my opinion. Now, I'm sure there's carpenters out there and contractors that use these tools nonstop. They might say Milwaukee actually has an extra 20 minutes or an hour runtime, or DeWalt, vice versa. Which would be beneficial on the job site, but if you have multiple batteries and you do this as a hobby, I think this is a perfect runtime for what you're tackling. And to be honest, if you can get quite a few shots out of a smaller battery, it also helps out with the weight. So smaller battery, less weight on the tool. If you're using it all day, I have quite a few of these batteries you can see on my shelf, so I just swap it out and charge it. So that's kind of the big thing with these batteries, is just having a couple on hand to swap out. The other thing, and I mentioned this at the first, was the cordless. So I don't have an air tank, I don't have cords or hoses rather, so I don't have any of that. So in a shop where you have a small shop like mine, you only do this as a hobby or DIY. So if you're doing different renovations, trim work in your house, you know, fill in the blank. For me, the cordless was the option for me. Now, contractors building homes for a living, if they're trimming out an entire house, maybe the air hose would be a better option. But for me in my shop and some of you guys, this would be a good bet. All right, let's jump into the cons. There is one more pro. I did like the fact that they had a spare tip on this gun where you can swap it out. So if this gets damaged or marked up over time, this is for, it's not supposed to mark on your wood. So if you're using pine, for example, it's not supposed to dent it as much as metal would. So you can just swap out the tip. So that's kind of a a bonus pro for that. Let's jump into the cons now. Share what I found over the year. Cons. Okay, so the cons that I found after owning this for a year and using it a fair bit was not a whole lot, to be honest. Only really one thing that I could think of, and that was just the nails jamming the odd time. And I will say this is user error. Now, put some comments below. Maybe you have this exact nailer and it jams all the time. Maybe it's the nails you're using, or maybe there's a technique that you can tell people to keep it from jamming. But for me personally, the nails, I've never had an issue. DeWalt or these kind of no-name brands from Amazon. But what I found is if you don't place your nails in the magazine properly, because they're small, they're 18 gauge, they can kind of ride in the track kind of wonky. Always make sure you push them directly to the bottom of the track, line them up, make sure they're perfectly positioned, slide them all the way to the end, and then double check, make sure they're seated properly. And when you get into a rush, I get it, you're firing the nails in, you slide the magazine closed, and you keep on going. Well, if this is at all wonky, based on my experience, it'll actually cause more jamming. Now, I can barely count on one hand doing this entire shop with the paneling, how many times it's jammed out of several hundred nails or brads. So it doesn't jam, in my opinion, with my work very often. But when it does, it's usually based on, I'm going to say user error. I'm not going to say it's the fault of the product itself, because as long as those nails are seated proper, then you're fine. Also, it's good to mention, depending on the brand you get, there's some glue that holds these brads together in the nails themselves. I'll kind of show you if you're not used to these. You'll see this is like a clear glue. You can't really see that probably, but there's a clear glue that goes in between each brad. And I'm not sure what kind of product it is. I don't know if it's a silicone based or what, but every once in a while, if that doesn't break off correctly, it can pull a second nail in with it, second brad, and then cause it to jam. But like I said, I haven't had any issues with the DeWalt ones or the no-name ones. So if you do have an issue, do some troubleshooting, try a different brand, see how you make out. It might be that's all it is the brand and nail. So that's basically it for cons with this machine. I know no tool is perfect, and I really try to see if I can find anything wrong with this. And for the most part, there's been no issues. Like I said, I can clean out any jams. The spring kit works really well, pushing the nails ahead. There's an LED light on the front. You know, you got the rapid mode. Like it's a well-made tool. It's got some weight to it, so you know it's good quality. It's never malfunctioned in any way other than I mentioned the jam the odd time. So leave some comments below. Maybe yours is a piece of junk. It's had nothing but issues. Maybe the depth doesn't set correctly. I don't know. You know, leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear your feedback on your particular machine, or maybe you have a different product after using this for a bit. You thought, I want a DeWalt one, Milwaukee one, or even if you have those to compare it to this one, that would be great to leave in the comments below. All right, so let's finish up with some final thoughts. Okay, so some final thoughts on this tool. I've done quite a few jobs this past year for myself, just being a DIYer, hobbyist, you know, around the house. I did some trim, so I had some baseboard trim that's kind of pulling off the bottom of the basement, so I went around and tacked that on again. So I did a little bit of trim work. The tree house, I did around the windows. I cased the windows in with some trim, so I used the brad nailer for that. My French cleat system on the back wall here, I used the brad nailer to tack them in the right place, and then I went back and countersunk some screws. So that did that was two purpose why I did that. So if it was off by slightly, I didn't already screw it, which would have been kind of a pain to reline it. So if you just tack it, you can double check your work and then go back and countersink some screws. So French cleats, I use that a lot. And I mentioned earlier in the video, I did the wood paneling. So all the wood paneling around the shop, I used this brad nailer to tack that on. So that worked flawlessly as well. And I noticed the battery life was incredible. It doesn't matter what battery you have. So if you have RIDGID 2 amp, 4 amp, 6 amp, 1.5, right on up, you can use any of the batteries that RIDGID has. I would only say look into your weight. So obviously the higher up battery that you go is going to give you more bulk and more weight. So that could change the performance of the tool, the nose, depending on how you're holding your brad nailer. If you're holding it up, you might want a little lighter. If you're holding it down, it might not matter as much, but I tend to use the 2 amp, just my preference on this tool. And the other thing that I did was projects around the shop. So I built a few things for my kids, some serving trays, built one for my wife, built some shelving, and the brad nails came in handy to tack that together. You could use a pin nailer if you had that, but there's no head on the pin nailer, so it's made more for gluing, tacking, whereas this has a head on it. So it's great for projects, so they won't back out as easy, especially if you glue them. You shouldn't have to worry about that. And of course, I love the fact that I can use different size nails. So no matter what job I'm tackling, I can go from 2 1/8, right down to 5/8. So I really like that option with the nails. So that's kind of it for the final thoughts. Cordless, I mentioned that a couple times. For me in the shop, DIYer, anyone that's a hobbyist or anyone that does some renos on the side, or even a contractor, having something cordless is incredible. But if you're doing, like I say, framing a whole job, say you're trimming out an entire house, that might be the case where you'd want an air tank and some hoses to do that job. But there are also lighter tools as well, because you don't have to worry about this big motor that powers the hydraulic to push the brad. In an air hose, it's much simpler. The tools are much lighter. So like I say, there's no really wrong tool or right tool. It depends on what you're doing in your shop and what you're using the product for. So no matter how big or how small your shop is, just get out and enjoy it. Thanks for watching today's video. And if you're not part of the Shop Talk family, please click on that subscribe button down below. We'd love to have you on board, talking tools, talking shop, and anything related to DIY, homeowner, hobbyist, and woodworking. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.